Hey everybody, Adam here with Hometown Acres. Welcome back. So we are no longer buried under 2 foot of snow, which means that winter is probably about winding down, which also means that playtime, ice skating out on the pond and sled riding on our hill is probably just about done, and it's time to get back to work. So on the agenda today is we're gonna cut some firewood. Before we do that, we've got to touch up the chainsaw chain, and I wanted to show you guys how I'm doing that now, because how I sharpen my chainsaw chains is constantly evolving. And I think, you know, we've tried all the different gadgets and doodads and things that are supposed to make chainsaw sharpening easy, but I think I've got a pretty good way to do it now. Let me show you what that is. So let's step into the shop here. Here's the chainsaw sharpening bench. Got our vise, got our chainsaw. So my new method for sharpening chainsaws is, you've probably seen this before, it's not new or inventive or anything like that, but it is this battery powered Dremel 8220, and basically you just get some chainsaw sharpening grinding stones like these, and you want to make sure you get the right size file. These are 7/32, which is good for most 18, 20, 24 inch bar and chains. If you're going to go down to like a 16-inch bar and chain, you're probably going to want to step down to a 5/32. And I think I have one of those here. I'll show you the difference. So right there is the difference between the 5/32 on the left and the 7/32 on the right. Like I said, this is a 24-inch bar here, so if you were to take a 5/32, you can see it just doesn't fit in the groove right of this size chain. But if you take the 7/32, it fits in there just perfect in that tooth and rounds it out and sharpens it perfectly. So I've tried these grinding stones in the past without much luck, but the problem was I was using my cordless drill. And the reason I thought I could do this was because I've got speed 1 in here for driving screws into boards, and I've got speed 2 for drilling pilot holes. And even though speed 2 has a lot of RPMs, it's still just nothing compared to what the Dremel is. If I flip this on here, I don't know what the RPM difference is, but I can tell you from filing the chain, it's a drastic difference in the end result of sharpening your chains. So let's go ahead and get this in the vise and we'll show you how it works. Now the final step in sharpening a chainsaw chain is to set your rakers, which is this little piece of steel right here in front of your tooth. What that does is it determines how much this tooth is going to bite into that wood. If it's set too high, it's not going to allow that tooth to bite into the wood at all, no matter how sharp the tooth is. If it's set too low, your chain is going to cut really aggressive and bite too much into the wood and increase your chance for kickback and causing injury. So how you set that is with what's called a depth gauge here. And if you see, it's got a top plate here, and it's got this carved out just a little bit below that top plate. So if this top plate is resting on top of that tooth, and your raker is up above that, your flat file is going to come in here and shave that raker down back and forth. That's going to prevent you from filing it down too low, and it's also going to make sure that you're filing it to the proper depth. Now, I don't really care to use these. I like doing it more by feel. So I know if I've gone through and I've sharpened all my teeth and they're razor sharp and the chain isn't cutting, I need to take my rakers down a little bit. If I go into a piece of wood and I know my teeth are sharp and it's kicking like a mule, I know that I've filed my rakers down too much. I need to go sharpen my teeth back a little bit. So that's how I like to do it. Now, I know sharpening chainsaws is kind of like a hot topic on YouTube, just like welding. Anytime somebody posts a video on sharpening chainsaws or welding, everybody in the comment section piles on and tells them how they did it wrong. This is how I'm doing it. It allows me to sharpen a chain in less than 5 minutes. So before you leave a nasty comment about how to sharpen a chainsaw properly, let's go stick this in the wood to see how it actually cuts. Well, the proof is in the pudding. I tore through those logs in about 5 minutes. And if you look here at my saw chips, I've got nice big carrot peels. That's what you want. You don't want little fine powdery, flour looking sawdust. You want it to be nice big chips like that. That's how you know your chain is sharp. So here's a problem I didn't expect to run into today. I was getting the Eastimate axis all fueled up and ready to go, and I noticed there was a little bit of buildup on the back of the beam here. And I was wondering, what is that? And then I looked over here. We've got our pile of play sand for the pond, for the beach. And when that wind gets to whipping like it is now, it's almost like the Sahara Desert and blowing wind dunes. It's taking sand off the top of that pile and blowing it onto the Eastimate axis here. And normally I keep that greased, and so that grease was just acting like a magnet and holding all that sand on there. So I need to get that cleaned up before we get started. Come out here, get a rag, re-grease that. Otherwise that sand is just gonna be like sandpaper in there with metal on metal contact, and it's gonna prematurely wear this really nice commercial log splitter. Well, there we go, guys. Not too shabby for a nice relaxing Sunday afternoon. I think we got about a half a cord of wood cut in total, maybe a little bit more. This basket over here on the left is a full third of a cord, and that's just mixed hardwoods, oak, ash, maple, beech, and that's going to be for the roadside stand and for recreational burning, campfires, things like that. This basket over here is all 100% cherry, and I will sell that to the people who special request that to put on their smokers. But anyways, I think that's gonna about wrap this one up. I did forget to mention earlier, if any of you guys are interested in trying out that Dremel with those rotary bits for sharpening your chainsaws, I'll leave a link to my Amazon store down below. If you guys enjoyed this one, give me a big thumbs up, click that subscribe button, and we'll catch you on the next one. Thanks for watching.